Hey, good morning, multifamily investors. There's actually quite a few new listings over the weekend, the last 72 hours or so. So I'm going to jump right into them. We've got two duplexes in King. One looks like it came back on the market. This one as well, maybe, or a price reduction probably. Excuse me. So let's see. This one in Burien, 829. Looks more like a single family, probably with an ADU. I don't know if it's a true duplex. It does say style code duplex. It's on septic. One's getting $3,000 and the other's $2,500 a month, which isn't bad. Looking at the property, looks like it's had some updates, fresh paint. Roof looks really good. Some fresh gravel or so too. Yeah, it might be a flip. So we'd have to see that. These windows obviously are not legal egress, which, probably could be grandfathered in, but ideally you'd want something lower like these that people could actually get out if they needed to in a fire, safety issues. But let's check the next one. We got 650. This is in northeast Seattle actually. It's a 1-bed and a 2-1. Looks like it's a single family though, with a conversion. Great rental history. Just take a look at these. Looks like it has some hardwood, small kitchen. Don't really see a vent for the stove there. Oh, there's the old fan in the old. That's how the old days they vented like that. Sometimes these big, huge things for the general kitchen vicinity. Better than nothing. Small bedrooms. That looks pretty tight. Full-size washer dryer. Odd placement for a fridge just kind of out there. Obviously, probably to give you a little bit of room for the working with the stove and oven. Looks like it has a fan there too. Not too bad. 650's pretty reasonable for anything in Seattle in decent condition. I think that street's kind of busy if I recall exactly. I have to look, but yeah, and this is what they push for, the multi-generational living, even possible Airbnb. So we've got a duplex in Pierce, Lakewood. That's the one we covered. I know the Grant Ave. I think it wants to come back on the market. These are really small. This street is full of tiny little rentals. Kind of up and coming block of Lakewood, I'd say. They're all on septic too, which is kind of a deterrent for a lot of investors. And then these ones that came back on in Kent. This is a new one though, in Kent off 266. So this particular block is it can be a little rough. There's a lot of tagging that goes on in that neighborhood. Nice big backyard. Boy, they really did it up with the swing set and everything. Those tenants. Fourplex though, all 2-bed 1-baths, 820 square feet, ranging from 1360 to 1580. There's a lot of similar properties on this street, so you get a lot of competition, rental competition. I think that's really rich for that neighborhood of Kent. And these came back on the market side by side. They're across from each other. Nice looking properties. But again, I'd rather, for the same price, pick one of these up than the last one we just showed on 266. And these actually have an extra half bath. They're bigger, better rents. Look at that. So these are much better plays than this one on 266 for sure. Let's see, what do we got? 2 triplexes in King, 1 in Burien, 1 in Seattle, Fremont area. This one in Burien, zone mixed use, built in 54, it's on sewer, has 2 2-beds and 1 1-bed. Let's take a look. Looks like the roof. Oh, only 1 picture. That's all they could muster up for us. 1 picture. That's disappointing. The roof looks good. No offense. That's about all we can comment on it. So again, when we only have 1 picture, what do we assume? That the condition is average, probably dated, 1954. It could be dated, not super fixed up, unless it says here in the listing, which it does not. So we're going to assume that they're not destroyed, hoarder, crappy units, but we're also not going to assume that they're all rehabbed and fancy and new. So just assume that they're dated, they're clean for the most part. They may need some updates, but because that's all we can do with one picture, and run our numbers and just try and lock it up, get our walkthrough, and decide if we want to still move forward or not. This is another more of a development play, 1.3 million. Look at it's mentioned all the zone attention, contractors, builders, and developers. So not ideal for most of my clients. So I'm not going to spend a lot, or most people watching my channel. So I'm not going to cover that too much. Triplex in Pierce, Tacoma. This is one that's been relisted. Or triplex. Is it a true triplex or is it a duplex with a small single family? It looks like. Yeah, it has a rambler. Well, it's more of a project, which for the right buyer, this is where you get a lot of good sweat equity. If you don't have to hire it all out, and you can finish projects like this, it does definitely pan out in the long run for a lot of people. If you know what you're doing and can save a lot on that labor. Look, it's two bed. No financials because it's not being rented. It's on sewer. 650, that's 220 a unit, 660 almost, so that's 220 a unit. That's not too bad for this part of Tacoma for 3 units. But depends how much it's going to cost to get it finished out as well too. Here's some couple 5 units or bigger. The one in Marysville came back on the market. Here's a new one in Sumner. We like Sumner. But let's see how many units is it actually. 6 unit trophy asset. I don't know. Oh no, it's got a little bit of a unit mix of 3. There's one 3 unit and there's one bed. That's odd. Let's see. So it has a 4-plex and a 2-story duplex. That must be the duplex, and this is the 4-plex. It does have nice new carports. That's pretty nice. Rambler style. Looks a new roof. It looks maintained pretty nicely. That one not so much. Probably looks like it has a little deferred maintenance. Definitely unique property. Sumner is a desirable area. Good looking roof. Yeah, not a lot of pictures. Nothing inside either. There might be a marketing flyer attached to this that I could download and share, but it's advertising at 3.2 cap. Yikes. That's tough. Yeah, that's over 300,000 a unit too, especially if they're dated or anything. Doesn't mention too much about updates. When was this built? 1968. Interesting opportunity. Then you have this one in Marysville, 20 unit. Or 6.4. Let's see what their cap is. 5 cap. Good mix of 1s and 2s. I don't really have anybody active at that point, or if you're in that budget, let me know. But we're not going to spend a lot of time on that one. Let's see. No seller finance opportunities and nothing in Thurston. Well, there you have it. All right, stay tuned. I'm going to do another video for last week's multifamily sales. And thank you for watching.